Hey everyone, welcome back to Coffee Grunt. I thought I'd make a video for tips and tricks on how to maintain your Specialista. I fix and repair a lot of these machines, mainly due to lack of maintenance. I just wanted to show you how easy it can be and not as time consuming as everybody thinks. What we're going to go over is maintenance, the cleaning, good practices, and I'm going to be able to explain some reasons why this machine operates the way it does, or why you need to do certain things to extend the life of the machine. So when you purchase your Specialista and start unpacking it, they send a total hardness kit, just a test strip to test the water in your area. A lot of people just ignore this, but I would say do not ignore this. If you have hard water, it's going to tell the machine to descale sooner. If you have soft water, then it's going to extend the time in between descales. So for this hardness kit test strip, you can do this if you've had your machine for a month or 2 months or even half a year. You can do this anytime now. It's programmable in your manual. It's page 12, and I'm going to show you just how easy this guy is. I'm just going to pull it out. I'm going to dip it in the water for about one little bit seconds, and then I'm just going to set it aside. And on the test strip, it does actually have a guide if your water is soft or if your water is hard. Okay, we've waited about just 1 minute for it to set, and as you can see, we have fairly soft water here. It's between the 1 and the 2. If it was in the middle, it would be a medium. If it was all the way up with a reddish tinge, then you'd be looking at hard water. So I can set my machine to soft water, and I can go further without descaling it. The machine will count that for me. So once you get the hardness of your water, you can set your machine to match that. And basically what you're doing is you're telling your machine that if you have hard water, you're going to run 48 liters through this machine, and the machine will tell you to descale. If you have soft water, you're going to get 156 liters through this machine before that descale message comes up. How does the machine know? It works on a little flow meter, and the water goes through the flow meter, and it turns a turbine on magnets, and it counts the rotations, and that's how the machine knows when you need to descale your machine. So with your machine set for the water hardness, if it's very hard, you can and you use it quite often, you can expect to descale your machine from 2 to 4 weeks. If you're soft water, it can go up to 2 to 3 months. But again, don't let it go any further than 3 months without a proper descale. And you can do that anytime. Just turn it to descale, press OK, and you've started the action. So with that said, we're going to actually move on to descale. With descaling your machine, I've said it in my other video, and I'll put the link at the bottom. We want to make sure that we're using the proper Delonghi descaler. This is one of the industry's best descalers, and with this particular one, you will get 5 descales out of the whole bottle. And it works great, and don't ignore it. If your performance in the machine starts to wither, then descale is your first option. So I just want to reiterate, we have the video that you can follow for the descale. Always use the Delonghi descaler. Do not use vinegar, and I tend to stay away from the powdered descalers because sometimes they don't dilute properly, and it can gum the machine up, and then you're in for a very large service bill. So with that being said, descaling is in the manual, or you can go to the video and follow the process. Fairly easy. The machine does all the work. One trick that I like to use when I'm descaling the machine is when you are descaling the machine, you do have to pull off your wand You do have to pull off your wand, and I usually like to put them in the milk cleaner while it's descaling, and then I'll just let it sit. It'll clean all the milk residue. A lot of times with the steam and the temperature, the milk will go hard, and it's very hard to get off. Just wanted to show you, as you can see, it's a little bit white. Delonghi supplies you with a brush, and you can also get in there with the brush to clean it. But you can let that sit in there for the length of the descale, and it will definitely help get that milk off so much easier. Nice little trick. Let that work while this is working, and you're good to go. You want to have a container to catch all of this out of the 3 spouts for the descale process, but this can be set up on the side, cleaning on its own. So here's a mistake a lot of people do. They want to put this in the dishwasher. I suggest you don't. It can peel off all the silver coating, and you'd be looking at buying a new one. This is a very expensive part on your coffee machine, so just wash it by hand, light soap, and you're good to go. Portafilter is important. I know it gets kind of coffee in there and oil stained, but like I said, if you have a nice little brush, you can get in there. Light soap, water, and then clean this guy out. It's a very hardy piece, so it's going to last a long time. Your cups, this is just the 1 cup. There's also the 2 cup that comes with the machine. A little bit of maintenance to do with this. Every week you want to pull this out. As you can see, there's some coffee residue in there. You just want to clean that guy out, clean your screen out, and before I put that back in, I take a safety pin and I just poke through that hole. The condition of your water, if it's hard water, can actually plug that hole. So if you're getting a very high pressured brew and nothing's coming out, this is the first place that I would go. Just stick a safety pin through there, make sure it's clear, and clean this out. Put this back in, just press nice and tight, and you can put that right back into your portafilter. I do want to say one trick for this. Try not to overfill this. If you overfill this and you stick it in there and you're just get your portafilter up and you just have to jam it in, you actually can break the ears that are holding the portafilter in. If you break one of the ears, it's a very costly service. In my video that you can purchase on the teardown, that's actually the problem that I fixed in that teardown. It's costly and time consuming. So you just want to be wary about overfilling this chamber. They do have a line there, just so you want to keep to that line. If you overfill it, you can always just stick your thumb in there and dig some out, and then you can retamp it. You don't have to push it all the way to hit the switch, but you can retamp it without hitting the switch to make it grind more. So that's my trick. Don't overfill it. You can actually break your machine, cause lots of pain and money later.